Good morning, brothers. This is Sunday morning. I don't know when this video's gonna go up, but it's Sunday. 4 inches accomplished. I just finished shoveling all that, and now we have another ½ inch over what I just shoveled. It's gonna be a fun one. Happy sports ball day. Okay, it's early afternoon. I did shovel again after I got home from church. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this is so much fun. So much fun. Okay, it's now 4 o'clock, another 2 hours later. You can kind of tell that I shoveled in there. Yeah. I'm going to have to shovel again. Alright, Super Bowl's on now, so that makes it 5:45. And that's what it looks like, and I don't know. I think if I don't shovel again soon, it's going to be impossible to shovel later on, is my thought. I've shoveled at least one more time. It's consistently up above my knees out there. I'm really glad I didn't get a house with a wider lot that would necessitate even more shoveling of a larger sidewalk than I have. It definitely is at the point where I need to shovel spots for Ava to walk out in order to go to the bathroom. I hope both of you brothers had a good time at Kyle's birthday celebration yesterday. Kyle, I was listening to one of my favorite bands, the Weaker Thans, on your birthday, and a song came up called The Reasons, that has a line that I kind of jokingly reference when I'm saying happy birthday to people, but it says, "I know you might roll your eyes at this, but I'm so glad that you exist." So, happy birthday. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you've continued to exist for this 29 years, is this? That's a long time. And soon you'll be old. I said that last week was going to be corrections, so I'm going to correct some things. I think I was mostly going to talk about failures some more. So it's not really corrections, it's talking more about failures. So the ones I wrote down here: Kent. I wrote love. I wrote this like last week or 2 weeks ago, so I'm trying to remember what that means. And Spain. Okay, so Kent went there after college. Wasn't sure how much of a lawyer I wanted to be, because the main model I had was Dad growing up, and when I was growing up, and the sort of formative years for me were the years where he was probably most busy as a lawyer, working at bigger firms, like him leaving and coming from opposite ends of big business trips for weeks at a time, were like major events in the sort of family life. So I didn't want to be that. And so I thought, okay, I have this notion that you can be a lawyer potentially still in maybe a small firm, or in some way that still harkens back to the ability of somebody like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, or a founding father kind of figure, who was a lawyer on one hand, but did all this other stuff in the free time that they apparently were able to still have while being a lawyer. So I thought, well, I have very little else in terms of ideas about where my career will go, so I gave it a shot. End of first semester as a semester system, got put on academic probation. What I told myself was mostly I was paying attention to the White Sox winning the World Series. There was a significant part of that, but I didn't do very well on my tests. Didn't really go talk to teachers afterward to try to figure out what I did wrong. I still have ideas about what I did wrong. I think they generally moved quickly into me thinking about how wrong the way law schools grade tests, or at least that particular law school grades tests, which isn't really fair. There's definitely some sour grapes going on there. But at the end of that second semester, sat down with the dean, and we agreed that I was not working there. So I left. That counts as a failure in my book. Maybe the failure was deciding to go there in the first place. So this could be like the ramifications of failing to think about my career before that. Other failures. I'm guessing with love, I just mean a general string of failed relationships that I like to think that if nothing else I learned from and became better as I went along. Learned about what I was looking for in relationships, learned how to deal with issues in relationships, how not to deal with issues in relationships, how I should not deal with issues in relationships. That was a sticky wicket for a while there. And then Spain was an all-around sort of catastrophe in a lot of ways. I got lonely, drank too much, made a lot of poor social decisions. Most of my friends, even the sort of... I went to Spain with one of my best friends from college, and he was pretty much done talking to me by the time I was done. We left Spain. Just about broke down. I did probably break down on Thanksgiving when I went to the school cafeteria and they tried to give us a Thanksgiving meal that involved this liquefied puree of potato, because that was the closest as they knew to what mashed potatoes are for us. It was sort of all around awful. I'd say it as a joke, but it's true that I was getting a large part of my calories through alcohol, vomiting regularly, and I came back with straight A's somehow. I don't think those are the marks that the teachers originally gave me, so I don't know how that worked out. But I know I was one of the few people who wasn't going to the teachers trying to get them to up my grade at the end. So, whatever that's worth. Yay, pride. Right, so those are failures for me. Right, I gotta work on editing all this with all that montage of sadness around the snow, and get this up tonight. So, have a good week. The camera's focusing on Raina's great grandpa Adam down there.